All right, hello, welcome to the weather update. It's 10 o'clock, July 12th, 2022, and you can see the severe weather has moved off now down to the south. We saw we had one bad storm in the western part of New Jersey, but other than that, if we look at the current radar right now, there's not a whole lot going on over our area. A few isolated cells up there, but the activity is just not very impressive. And looking at the current conditions outside, you'll see temperatures are in the upper 70s here. Now, you start to see the winds going a little more west, and I felt the difference. We had a really nice sea breeze today up until recently. And we'll show you, we can look at Farmingdale here. So you can see southwest wind at 9, gusting to 20 at Farmingdale. We don't even have a breeze here. So 77 and 70 degree dew point there at Farmingdale. You'll see in Farmingdale, you can see, look at how the temperature shot up. So it was cooling down, and then it went up again. Wind was south-southwest. It was in the upper 70s, dew points around 70, and then it went up to 79 to 80 when the winds went more westerly, and I felt the difference. You could see most of the day it was in the low 80s for the most part. Very humid, but a very strong south-southwest wind there. Gusts up to 30. Plenty of sun. Not much in the way of clouds. You can see there's an air quality alert in effect for our area as well. And put these dew points in. It is humid out there. You can see, look at those dew points there. All right, so conditions across the island, low to mid 80s for highs. But boy, was it a lot worse in Jersey and a lot worse in the city. So it's still 84 in Central Park right now. So if we look at New York City here, you will see today we got into the upper 80s. Perhaps, no, it actually hit 90 at Central Park today. All right, so much warmer if you're inland. And that's why that severe threat was mainly confined to the inland areas, though now it is over. And look at this, 80 degrees at Berkeley Township at this hour. Still 80 degrees in New Jersey, and pretty much at the 80-degree mark. And they were in the 90s today over there for much of the day. Yeah, it looks like low 90s in Berkeley Township, so much warmer. Meanwhile, if you're on the South Shore, if you were sitting pretty on the South Shore and say, let's see what we can find. That looks like Blue Point. Let's see what they were like. Yeah, only in the 70s today, mid-70s. So if you're right on the South Shore, you only had mid-70s for highs. Very gusty winds. You can see very gusty winds here. Very strong sea breeze. But again, look at what happened here in the past hour or two. And like I said, I felt the difference because it was nice and cool when I got off bus. We still had a breeze at Roosevelt Field, and it was a little warmer than Rockville. So then, boom, when I went to Mineola, the wind had died, and it was brutal, and we were back up to 80 in the alley. Maybe the alley probably never cooled off. Now, the only clouds we had was this evening for some overspread from those dying thunderstorms. But other than that, nothing really. No, not a drop of rain here. Not a drop of rain. So let's go to our map of the high temperatures for the day. And pull this out a little more, and then we'll... So look at that. This kind of tells the story right here. Look at all the 90s in Jersey. Low 90s in Jersey. Meanwhile, the Long Island was only in the low 80s for the most part. Then you get to the northern part of Nassau, maybe you had some mid-80s. So it looks like I see an 86 around, 86 around Old Brookville there, 88. It's a little high, I think, but it's the warmest part. And then the city, obviously warmer. Really, Long Island really had a very strong sea breeze today, and we avoided most of that horrible heat that everybody else was dealing with. So, yes, we do have an air quality alert in effect for our area. If we look at that, you'll see air quality alert is in effect, and that is for tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Wednesday for Nassau and Suffolk. Because it's going to be warm, and we're going to have a killer west wind, not much of a sea breeze. So it's going to be brutal. We're going to look again we're going to go to the Wonder Map here. We're going to look at some of the weather observations on Wonder Ground as well to see what it was like. Because that temperature really felt like it shot up when that sea breeze died. So let's see if they still got a sea breeze in. Let's go to South Belmore right now. Looks like they still do have a sea breeze there at 74. Let's see. Dew point 70. Still very humid. See, it only got up to 78 degrees there. So you can see, look at that. They were only in the upper 70s all day. Humidity was high, but other than that, and then the temperature dropped there to the mid-70s. Looks like they're still getting a sea breeze. So if you're on the South Shore, enjoy your sea breeze because we're dying here in Mineola. Williston Park, it's near 80 degrees in Searingtown. And not getting much of a sea breeze. All that wind went from south-southwest to, all right, I don't buy that it hit 89, but that wind went from south-southwest to southwest to west-southwest, and that makes a big difference. Let's see, we'll try this one. Some of these read a little high, so 79. You can see the north-northwest wind, 85.3. I have a tendency to believe that. So you can see what wound up happening here. See, we're in the mid-80s, low to mid-80s here in Mineola. Not terrible, but again, compared to the South Shore, it was a lot. And then the temperatures dropped into the upper 70s, but then they started level off and rise again as the sea breeze. It has died, unfortunately. But if you're on the South Shore, you're still getting a sea breeze, and you're still very, very, very lucky. 75 in Babylon still. Let's go further out east. Let's see what it was like there on the beach there, right on the beach here. Where's that Bellport Yacht Club? Here we go. Bellport Yacht Club. Let's take a look at this. So 75.8. Actually, this is the temperatures actually went up. Look at that. So they were only in the low to mid 70s all day. The temperature actually rising now because the sea breeze is getting weaker and actually showing more of a west wind. But earlier it was, well, maybe their anemometer's broken. But you could see there, again, really interesting graph there compared to, again, if you're up north, we'll go to North Patchogue next. And if you're up north, you'll see be a lot different here. Or North Patchogue, be a lot warmer compared to, probably they got into the 80s. 81. So, and then you saw that drop off there. That was when the sea breeze really, that's when those higher clouds moved in. The sea breeze really was nice and strong at that time. There, though, like I said, Mineola really never, I mean, we got into some of it, but not like on the South Shore. And we'll pick one more site here. Let's go to Ridge. And then we'll go look at New Jersey, too. I like to spend a lot of time looking at all the different observations, especially when you have all these. So it was 80 degrees, got up to 80 in Ridge. That's not terrible. It's better than Mineola. You can see when it dropped off again in the afternoon. Mineola is just, it's a hot hell here, I'll tell you. The only place that's worse is New Jersey. But some people would like to see me die in a hot hell, unfortunately. So let's take a look at some Fire Island observations, shall we? Because I bet you they had a temperature bump up. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go to this one. Oak Beach Captree. I want to see if they had a bump up with that. No, not quite. But you can see only in the mid-70s all day long. So very, very nice. But they're still getting a sea breeze right now, but it's going to weaken eventually. And if we pull this out and we look at the dew points here, try to find the drier air. Yeah, there's a little bit of it to the northwest there. But for the most part, everybody's dew points are in the 70s. So let's go to New Jersey now, and we'll see how bad it was in New Jersey because we know it was bad there. We know it was bad. Let's go to the West Desert here, where I'm sure it's absolutely dying here. Holiday City, Berkeley. Let's see what it was like in the West Desert today, because I'm sure it was really hot there. 94.8. Yep, brutal, absolutely brutal. See, though, you see a little bit of a drop in the dew point, though. That's that drier air. So it looks like it is some drier air trying to work in from the west. You can see this is what you were dealing with if you were in New Jersey. Unless, if you were right at the shore areas, like Island Heights, for instance, you might have been a little. Let's see what Island Heights got up to. Might have had a little bit of a sea breeze there today. 88.3. Still a lot worse than the South Shore, though. Yeah, there was a drop in the dew point. That's interesting. I don't know if that was an area of, like, maybe dry air that was generated by that severe thunderstorm we had earlier. So let's go to the Ventus sky. We're going to show you this severe thunderstorm here. Rewind this for a moment here, and we'll show it to you. Because this is when it popped up around 6 o'clock. There was a bad storm right over here. You can see this storm right here. Right around parts of Morris County, I guess. Western parts of Morris County. This was a bad storm here. There was actually a tornado warning for a little bit. We'll have to see if there was a tornado actually seen with that storm, but that was quite an impressive storm. So again, look at the temperatures earlier. You can see again, this is the Ventus sky. You can see that sea breeze coming over Long Island at 6 o'clock while Jersey is roasting. But now that it is later at 10 o'clock, see that wind going more westerly. So that's why we're getting in more of that air off New Jersey. Literally follow the arrows coming right in off New Jersey and right over Nassau County. So that's where we're getting some of that disgusting air from New Jersey. Let's go take a look at the models next, and we are going to look and take a look at the rest of this week into the weekend. So you can see this dry front comes on through. And you can see we have a high that's going to try to build down, but it's going to have a little trouble. This front could get a little hung up to the south. Looks like it does make it through by Friday, though. And we're going to have to watch this little bit unsettled pattern here. It looks like definitely going to deal with some moisture through the weekend here. If we look at this, and if we look at the dew points here, which we can look at here on this map. So I'll show you here. This kind of shows where the fronts are at. You can see, again, that dry air trying to work in tomorrow. But then it goes right. We get right back into the humidity, and then you can see that dry air tries to work on Friday. But you can see that there's a front that's going to be kind of stuck there. All right. So let's go to the HRRR now. 0Z HRRR. We'll look at our dew points. And you'll see, again, you see the winds go westerly. So let's watch the arrows. We got a west to northwest wind tomorrow. Very weak sea breeze. Probably will be a weak one in the afternoon, but at least the HRRR is showing lower dew points tomorrow, so the dew points will be better. It won't be as humid. We will get into the drier air, but then you can see the humidity kind of comes back tomorrow night, and then it's kind of with us on Thursday. And then this is as far as this goes here. Here we are Friday, and we're still dealing with it a little bit, all right? Now, with that boundary there, let's see if it generates any precipitation at all as far as showers and thunderstorms go. We're done tonight with it. Tomorrow should be dry. There could be a stray pop-up shower, perhaps early evening, very stray. But it looks like Thursday we'd see more of a likelihood of some thunderstorms developing here with that boundary. And there's like a little low along it, too. You could see it's got. So that's kind of interesting. So let's go to now the temperatures. And as we get into the temperatures for your Wednesday, you'll see it's going to be Wednesday is going to be kind of brutal. It'll be worse than today. The humidity will be lower, but we're all going to see near 90 degrees, I think, tomorrow. It's going to be pretty hot. A little bit warmer in Jersey, probably 93, 94. On Long Island, I still think we're going to see around in low 90s in Nassau County and upper 80s to around 90 in Suffolk. The South Shore will get a weak sea breeze in the afternoon. Then for Thursday, you'll see more heat over Jersey versus us because there'll be more of an onshore flow. And again, we'll have to watch out for that chances of showers and thunderstorms with this front here. So let's go and look at the dew points here on the GFS a little close up here. So as we go past Thursday, you'll see that dry air tries to get into the picture. Here we are Friday, and it looks like we have dew points in the 40s. So definitely some drier air, but you can see this front just kind of just gets stuck here. So the drier air is to the north, more humid air to the south. But there is drier air, and if you go up north upstate, you'll enjoy that. And then by later Sunday, you can see the humidity starting to stream back into the picture again. So let's look at the temperatures on this GFS here and see what it does for highs on Friday. Friday's still going to be warm, mid-80s, but less humid. And then Saturday, you start mid-80s. So no really cool weather. We got, again, upper mid 80s. Jersey's going to have more of the heat. Now let's lastly look at the skies. And we'll use the RGEM for this one. All right, for tomorrow. So here's tomorrow. And you'll see we have that air quality alert. And there'll be some clouds around as well. And probably some cirrus around. And then as for Thursday, it pushes some of those main bank of clouds east. But then we have more instability clouds popping up in the afternoon. And then for Friday, we try to push some of this junk to the south of us and maybe get a clear day. And that looks like the best day right now that we're going to have. Lower humidity and temperatures in the 80s with clear skies. That's probably going to be a best bet. And that's as far as the RGEM goes. If I want to go further, then I've got to go and look at the lower resolution GFS. And the GFS is slower with this. Literally, it's got it hung up right there. So, yeah, we're going to have to watch out for this. So we got to deal with these stall fronts again. And why are we getting stalled fronts? Why is this happening? Well, if we go to the CONUS view and we look at the jet stream, let's go to that right now. We don't really have one. That's why. So this is the jet stream here, and you can see it's just a weak jet stream here. And again, just a trough that almost the jet stream like goes away completely almost. So again, this is all due to the Arctic amplification that we're seeing due to climate change. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Take care and have a good night.